Hi, everybody. Are you guys out of gas? Um, yeah, still gassing us up. We'll find out what's next. Hi, everybody. It is Black Spring on your Monday. It's hard to believe it is a Monday again. And if you guys are out there, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you're out there and you're not sure whether or not you're coming in, I thank you. And we're going to get into just a couple of things. We're going to do something on a couple of things today. One is AI. Of course, we'll probably revisit with a name that you're familiar with. And then the second thing we'll do, we're going to talk about the price of oil. We're going to maybe start call. We're going to do the oil report. Um, yeah, like the pains at the pump, and see where you guys are on any of that. So I'm also going to be encouraging you to drop the price of gas in your local area into the stream. So if you're interested in doing that, you can certainly chime in. I'll probably put a link out as well. So if you guys want to come on with People's Pendulum and do that, that'll be absolutely fine. But first, we're going to have a word of thanks to our sponsors and patrons, and of course, the viewers like yourself. Be right back. This show is brought to you in part by our sponsors. Whether you're interested in health, culture, politics, scripture, automobiles, or music, please check out Derek C. Williams, Killer Whale Channels, The Definition of Anarchy, Marcy T., Joseph Francis Burton, Paralysis by Analysis, Chrysler Imperial H, Little Miss Goth, AZ Infidel, Cold War Jesus, Anthony Scioli, and Let the Truth Be Told. We'll be right back right after this. All right, so thank you so much again. This is Black Spring with Autumn, and one quick second. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for coming back. If you are a frequenter of this current channel, thank you so much. So we're going to get into a little bit of AI today, as well as some of the pains at the pump. I don't know if you're feeling the pains at the pump, but it's starting to like, it's kind of like, what is it, TNT? If we had a TNT rope, and unfortunately, if we could do it by class, as the pump, the pain kind of creeps, it just starts to creep in, from the bottom to the top. And it's actually quite, I made this, I don't want to say it's a prediction on one of our earlier streams, that I thought, people would reach some level of desperation, and even people's lifestyles will change dramatically and very quickly. Of course, if there is no relief. And then also the question is, would we actually run out of gasoline? Is that possible to do? So I'm going to share an article with you. One of the articles is going to come out of Fox Business News, foxbusiness.com. And it's dealing with the oil traders' eye at $200 per barrel this month. That's their report. And the traders are looking to cash in on the potential oil scarcity from the Russia-Ukraine war. So this comes from Lawrence Richard of Fox Business. So we're going to give you that report. He's got about 4 minutes, give or take, to share with you on that. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in to this segment of Gassing You Up. All right. Thank you so much again for tuning in to this segment of Black Spring with Autumn, and we're talking pains at the pump. I want to talk about that particular. We would look, of course, at the oil traders report from the Fox Business, but we also want to do we're going to go we're going to go, dare I say, 12 hours or 12 hours on a flight to Europe. And this is, we're going to look at a Reuters report, a business report that talks about, it's just a few days back, the European gas prices touch new highs, of course, as the Russia supply fears grow. So we'll look at that, and then we'll maybe go into some AI. So that's going to be the bulk of what I have. Good to see you as well, Reasonability. Thank you so much for tuning in. So let's go ahead and start with this. I don't know, and I've invited you guys as well to drop your pains on the pendulum today. Do that, and then also I'm going to put a link out just for a little bit, because we're going to try to get this in under 40, hour max, but like 45 minutes or so. We're going to try to get this one in. So hi, Luciano. So yeah, we're going to have that. So let's go ahead and get into this oil traders report and see, what their projections are. And I did see a report also for Breitbart today that talked about that the oil barrels were over $130. So I guess we'll see. I guess there's going to be more than one set of figures, or there's going to be different sets of data out there. So you guys can do your due diligence on that, but it's nice to cross-reference and see where we are, or are we getting where are we falling in the cracks of this. So also, please feel free to drop your pain at the pump into the stream today. And that means you can put in the price of, if you've had to fill up today, or if you had to top off today, you can do that. I, for one, am kind of the rule of thumb, when I'm having to do, like, if it's a road trip or something, to not let the gas get below a certain level, so that you fill up less. I don't know if that's the best thing for the car. But that's kind of a strategy of mine. But I don't know. People are talking. I'm hearing some rumors, but let's go and see what the experts say. Can we say that? Do we want to say that around here? Hi, Jermaine G. Thank you so much for coming in. So let's go ahead and have a look at this report from Fox Business, and then we're going to go over to Europe and see what they have. We're going to go there, and then we'll stop in and see what's happened on the AI side of one of your favorite humanoids. We'll see what's happening there. So I'm going to be sharing that particular screen with you. Hi, Melinda Ann Burns. Thank you so much for coming in. So we're going to go with the oil traders report. And this is on the caption on the bottom here is real, quote, oil shock, end quote, is coming, economics professor. So I'm not going to go into, I'm not going to critique anybody, but because of course I'm not an economics professor, but there's lots of different schools of thought, of course, on economics. You guys know that. What do we deal with? According to this is University of, for those people from Kentucky, University of Louisville. Speak English. University of Louisville's economic professor Alexei Izumov predicts the oil market will bring inflation and interest rates even higher So we're gonna go there. So we're gonna. This is say roughly 4.5 minutes. We'll see what's happening there. Hopefully they won't start showing like the price of lenders bagels or something on the side while he's talking about the price of oil. But the things that they do. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Thank you guys so much. If you don't have the 5x5, please let me know. Hang on just a second. Let me get you guys away from the commercials here. I apologize. Hello, Melinda Ann Burns. Let me get you guys through this one, okay? So I apologize. Who would we be without ads, right? Okay. Just a second here. So I'm not sure what this one's about, but yeah. So hopefully that's DoorDash. See, wait. Okay, I'm sorry. I see a segue in here. Can you imagine DoorDash delivering gas to everyone? DoorDash delivers gas. I would hope it wouldn't come to that. But then, of course, the Dasher has to have gas in order to deliver you gas. So I'm going to be quiet now, but it's just in this period of gas. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you as always. I think this is Neil Cavuto.
Will you pay those higher prices? Let's go to Alexei Izumov. He is a University of Louisville economics professor, Russian-born. Professor, very good to have you. I guess inflation only lasts as long as people pay those higher prices. They continue to, certainly in the United States. Do you see that happening now in light of this latest spike?
I see, as a matter of fact, more and more similarities to the 70s. So the price hikes that we are observing now at 6-7% inflation rate, and there's other increases in jet fuel and food that we see, they may seem much less important in going forward. What I see is a possibility of real oil shock similar to the Arab oil embargo in the 70s, which of course brought inflation up to 10% and more, and then eventually led to interest rates impact that we are not yet talking about. You may recall interest rates had to go up to 20% by the Fed.
I remember very well. I know I don't look that old, Professor, but no, seriously, I remember quite well. I guess that the one part I'm relating to the 1970s is the underlying economy, even before those OPEC oil hits came, was not too great. Obviously, it made it a lot worse. Right now, there are bumps along the way. We have a very strong economy, 678,000 jobs added in the latest period, so that we're in a better position, the argument goes, to absorb this. Do you think that's right?
I agree with that, but there were some new factors that didn't exist then, such as overspending by the government in 2021 with this COVID-related stimulus packages. So there is a big inflation potential that way. And of course, if supply shocks really go into full effect with a total embargo on Russian oil and natural gas, then it may generate very serious inflation in the economy, and stagflation, so low growth and inflation, will be a real trouble, real prospect. So that's what economists have to be concerned about.
Are you concerned, Professor, that our Federal Reserve is behind the curve, that it's planning only a quarter-point hike in a couple of weeks? Some say that's just about right. Others take a look at what's going on around the world. So many central banks have already been raising interest rates. That one way or the other, though, we could be heading for something bad because this inflation can't be sustained and things get worse.
Well, I agree entirely. This quarter percentage point increase is nothing. Of course, in Russia, central bank increased interest rate from about 10 to 20%.
Right.
ironically, that's the same type of same scale of increase that Fed Chairman Walker had to go for to stop inflation here back in early 80s. But I still hope that there is a chance for the conflict to de-escalate, and then the consequences will be, of course, much more mild. So that's the hope. Otherwise, it will really be a major commodity supply shock, and inflation will be much more of a problem even here in the US, not to mention Europe.
You know, Professor, that's a brilliant point. I wish I had more time with you, but you're quite right. I forget that Paul Volcker, when he was the central bank chief, he brought interest rates all the way up to 20%. And that's exactly where they are right now in Russia. It's a fascinating tie there. Alexei Izomov, thank you very much.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. So there you had a little bit of I guess a little bit of history, a few things thrown in there, and I don't know about you, but things are happening so quickly that, you know, like some people were saying, when I first started hearing the projection of $7, and I was saying, yeah, you know, it'll probably take some time, but this is going very, very quickly. And I've put the link there for if you guys out for People's Pendulum. So if you guys want to speak up, Pain at the Pump, speak up. And I see some of you put your numbers there for what it is in your area. So I'm just going to say this again, kind of a recap. Like, I think last week there was a 20-cent jump from, you know, like say 59 to 79 cents. That's a $3. That was at the $3 mark. From a 59 to a 79. And then today on a Monday, you are already up another 20 cents. And some people, I think, did a bigger jump than that. And these are in the places that are, you know, they're not like normally they don't have, you know, prices like that. But yeah, but, you know, it's like we've been on a spending spree for a long time. You know, if you guys don't remember, what is it, Pelosi was talking about Fed Chair Powell, you know, at least 2 or 3 years ago, that he said, think big, you know, and she was just all about, you know, spending, like just, you know, just spend. So I'm not sure, you know, this does not look good. And I do think people are going to, this is going to change this is going to be a lifestyle change for many people. I mean, I'm just thinking, like I talked about that TNT rope, the pain, you know, that TNT rope of, you know, starting at the bottom and working its way up. I think it's going to touch a lot of people, and it's going to touch a lot of people that are in that, I don't know, what is the middle? What's the poverty? What would be dare I say, do we have a federal poverty line? If so, where is it? I don't know, but I know I will say a lot of teachers have been, you know, they've been under the poverty line before. And of course it's going to touch those people first. I've heard people say, yeah, well, it's probably going to touch, you know, those grocery store workers. That's not going to be the only, you know, people that it's going to touch. And it's not just the gas, you know, it's the food. It's going to be, you know, it's going to touch everything. So let's read some comments here, because I'm going to take you over to another liner that talks about, you know, some of the European, what's going on there. I mean, what do you guys think? Like I said, there is a link out there. Do you guys think that there will actually will we be cut off? Is there a chance that they say, oh, no more, we're out of gas now? Because you guys also know that there's these initiatives. Of course, there's been the Green New Deal. All of those things have been, you know, on the docket for a long time. In fact, you know, that the presidential candidates in this last presidential election, you know, most of the Democrats all borrowed a piece of that agenda and sold it, as a part of their platforms. And to me, I think AOC was kind of a scapegoat for it, but I don't think she was as entrenched, or she was as whatever, dare I say, not invested. I don't think she was the real face of that. She was more like, who can we put out, who can we put out there in front of this thing? So that, and then if you haven't noticed, in some of the metro areas, there's even that they're still playing around in some cities, even if it's, whether it's a city in Louisiana, cities in the, metro Atlanta area, that this basic income that they're giving to women of color, do I say people of color? They're playing around with that. There's a range, anything from $500 a month to $4,000 every 2 months. All of this stuff, it's like we're fickle. We have a very fickle society. Not saying that you guys are, but generally, some people are much more fickle than others. But we tend to forget that all of this stuff, kind of, it works together. So hi, I want to say hi to the people that are in the stream. Thank you guys so much for coming in. We have Mindy B. How are you? Thank you so much for coming in. An angry conservative. And I'm so sorry, Mindy B. I am really not happy about the news that you gave me the other day. So I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for coming back. Luciano's here, and Anarchy Television is here. I want to read some of these comments. By the way, there is a link out there somewhere. There's the Pain at the Pump Speak Up on the People's Pendulum out there. So if you want to tag in and share your pain at the pump, you can do that. You can, give us the numbers, or even maybe some of you are probably seeing numbers that are changing faster than others. And I think that's what's going on. I think, so for example, I think maybe, is anybody out here from Alabama, living in Alabama right now? Because I think some of those prices were closer to $5 yesterday. Anybody out of the Tuscaloosa area? It's already, and I think California is, I know some of the Valero gas stations, I know that those are already close to $6. No, $5, they're $5, or they're right at $5. And some of these armpit towns, or some of these little small beach towns, boardwalk looking towns, they're probably closer to $6. Ronan 22, Ronan, how are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. And for those of you just coming in, check the link if you want to chime in on your pain at the pump. Ronan 22, give us your pain at the pump at any time. As long as you're comfortable telling us your pain at the pump, sharing that with us. We don't have a lot of therapy around here, but we're still on the air around here. So there's some therapy for you in that. So Angry Conservative says, I know it's around 4 where I live. You're in Alabama. Very interesting, Angry Conservative. The 4. I think the 4s are going to go pretty quickly. I mean, we're not even mid-March yet, and we're at the 4. So I'm just going to say, we'll call 4 the baseline of the week. I kind of want to call this the pain at the pump segments. We can do those on Monday, because I think that's where we see, those prices change. So I don't know, but what do you guys think about the in terms of the actual just the price gouging versus, how do we know, and then do you think we could very much run out? Do you think that this administration would say, so how many, for instance, I'm not hearing what I'm looking for. Are we 90 days good? Or what does that look like? Would they pull the plug and say, "Oh, we're out of gas"? I don't have a motorcycle. I don't know if you guys out there have a motorcycle, but I don't have one, and I think that's going to put us at a disadvantage. And I don't mean to be sarcastic, but I think as my friend says, we have to. Sometimes we got to laugh to hold the tears back. There's an angry conservative note. Luciano says, pain at the pump or pain in the rump. Hey, take your pick. I think it's all there. Anarchy Television says, to start with, the value of our dollar has gone way down, and then on top of that, companies that produce the gas charge whatever they want. Yeah, I was talking about that the last time that I was on. I was talking about like just I mean, not just now or within the last few years. I just think it's been like, it's just been when we had to put the dollar up next to anything, like especially on an international level, they basically just say there's no need for you to exchange. Don't try to exchange our money with that. Basically you're wasting your time, and it's the dollar has just been floundering for a while. So yeah, but then also, is this correct that Russia has I'm not sure what are they a big exporter on, is it grains? I know we've been talking about that a little bit too over the last couple of months about, the food, the production of the food, the fertilizer. We talked about how North Korea, they were asking their citizens to help them out with a waste-based, they wanted to ask them to do that, to contribute to, to help them offset some of their own fertilizer shortage. I think, what is it? Some of the nutrients that go into that. It's just, and people are just so afraid to, I don't know. I don't see people quite cringing, at the pumps yet. So it's not, I mean, it's, you're feeling it, but not yet. Okay. So let me go through and read some more comments. Anarchy Television says, every one of us Americans deserve reparations from the government of $4 billion a month to start with. And 22 Ronan, come on, did you give us your pain at the pump? You can give it to us in the chat, or give it to us via the link that's out there. I call that the People's Pendulum, the pain at the pump. Speak up. That's out there for you if you're interested. Mindy B says it's almost about, let's see. She says that's almost about 50 years ago. Time flies when you're coping with corruption. There you go. You got a point there. Thank you, Mindy B. Angry Conservative says, what do I expect liberals would rather pay $10 for gas and have some mean tweets? Well, I think I was telling you guys the other day that I was talking to somebody that I know, and somebody I've actually never met in person, and she's absolutely a walking time bomb. She cannot control her emotions when she's speaking about, and she doesn't, and I know it's real because she hasn't called me back. So I'm like, oh my God, is that what I should do? Start talking about DT and then just watch you run for the hills. So yeah, she kind of lost her crap, the other day, and then she was doing all this virtue signaling and all this sanctity of the presidential office versus now versus when. I'm just like, give me a break. You're still on that, really? I mean, just look around. Yeah, look around, or go read something. She's just a mockingbird. If she's not emoting, she's sharing. She tries to pass the View off as news. I'm just thinking, man, they really have you where they want you. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm missing some comments here. And Mindy B says, this is so pre-planned, rolled out the wiggle. And the next thing you know, there was a plexiglass and red lines on the floors. Before that, products were downsized, but the prices went up. Less for more. Love it, Mindy B. I love the way you're rolling it out. You're rolling out some thunder. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. It's good to have you here. Please keep coming around. We like having you here. And Angry Conservative says, well, there was a man that was running for president in 2020 that said that gas prices would go up if the B man was in the, you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to be a little, I'm trying to be covert, but in kind of a, snarky kind of a way. Just mix things up a little bit. But we're going to go over, I want to look at something over on Reuters, and because Europeans, of course, they are getting their share of pain as well. So we're going to move over there, and then we will go to some developments with AI is what we'll do. There's a lot of creepy things that they've been projecting on the AI. And I haven't seen the entourage of Sophia's or Amika's or any of those people rolled out yet. So, and I always tell you guys, the humanoid watch, if you get a sighting, please let us know. You can send it to me at any time. So yeah, so let's run over to that. But thank you guys so much. And we'll take a quick little break, and I'll come back, and then we'll jump over to that. And then we'll go over to the AI story. Thank you guys so much, and thank you so much for supporting us. I mean, it seems like I've got like a their tubiversary. I wouldn't even call it that. I'm hanging on a string probably right now, but we'll get to that later. But I'll be right back. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in back for our gassing us up and paying at the pump. Thank you so much for coming back. So we're going to jump over to a liner, and I'm going to give you guys a full screen here. Just curious, just out of curiosity here. Sorry about that. This is a little bizarre. This is the Reuters, and this came out a few days ago. European gas prices touch new highs as Russia supply fears grow. Looks like this is by Susanna Tweedle. All right, so according to this is the European and British gas prices soared on Wednesday, with a benchmark Dutch gas price hitting a record high as countries said EU sanctions against Russia could target gas shipments, while some cargoes of Russian liquefied gas changed course. Britain on Monday ordered Russian associated vessels be blocked from its ports while officials from some European Union countries have said the 27-country bloc is considering a ban on Russian ships. European Parliament on Tuesday called for the EU to close its ports to Russian ships or ships going to or from Russia. Although the Parliament does not set sanctions, its vote on Tuesday was non-binding. Traders said it showed the direction of travel for possible tightening of measures against Russia, which supplied around 40% of the bloc's natural gas. Not all countries get supply directly from Russia, but if countries such as Germany, the biggest consumer of Russian gas, receive less from Russia, they must replace this from elsewhere. For instance, Norway, which has a knock-on effect on available gas from other countries. Okay, so the benchmark Dutch front month gas contract at the TTF hub hit a record high of 185 euros a ton. Sorry about that, guys. Euros a ton on Wednesday. I'm not sure if that's correct, but just beating the previous high of 184.95 seen last year when Russian flows through the major Yamal pipeline began sending gas eastward in reverse. Hang on just one second. I got a comment here. Let's see. Luciano says we need incompetent libtard control. They're horrible for business, easily suckered, and are allergic to research. All right, we'll keep going here. So they give you a little graph here for Dutch front month gas price there, so you can see the surges there. Okay, sorry about the flashes there. The British front month contract hit 384 pence a therm, its second highest ever level amid reports Russian cargoes of liquefied natural gas, LNG, were being diverted away from UK ports. Quote, the price move today is not based on fundamental changes to the European gas balances, end quote, said Leon Isbicki, European natural gas analyst at Energy Aspects. Quote, the main driver behind the sharp rise in the TTF is perceived increase in the risk of European sanctions targeting Russian energy exports, end quote, he said. Despite the ongoing war in Ukraine, physical deliveries of gas from Russia to Europe through its various pipelines have so far remained largely unchanged. Okay, sorry about that. Even gas coming from Russia via pipelines through Ukraine have remained robust. Capacity nominations for supply to Slovakia from Ukraine via the Velk-Kapsani border point were expected to hit their highest level so far in 2022 at 881,917 megawatt hours on Wednesday. But traders and analysts said as the war and sanctions escalate, so do the possibilities that this could change, which is causing the huge price gains. Quote, with the potential supply disruption from Russia reverberating through the European energy market, volatile energy prices are likely to continue for the foreseeable future, end quote, said Dr. Craig Lowry, senior consultant at Cornwall Insight. Okay, so you're kind of getting, I guess you're kind of seeing where I think they're kind of highlighting economically where who's using the most. To me, like, it's almost like, okay, you guys are kind of putting Germany on Front Street here. If you just do this and you just do that, and I think I don't know if I like where that's going. We'll see what happens there. We certainly will. So let's see, who do we have joining us here? Thank you guys so much once again for joining us on Gassing Us Up. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. And what we're going to do, we're going to switch gears here and get out of it. We're going to try to leave some of that pain from the pump just for a little bit. And we're going to go over to a liner on AI. So I hope you guys are doing well out there. We'll take a quick break and we will be right back to switch to our final segment of Black Spring with Autumn on your pain at the pump Monday. So I think we'll do that. Maybe we'll throw that into the hat. I'll be right back. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. I really appreciate it. So we're going to go to a liner, and of course, it's going to feature your friend, your favorite humanoid. I guess out of the Hanson Electronics' very own Sophia. We're going to go to that, and every now and then it's fun. It's kind of nice to check in just to see what they're doing. With all that's going on, we can't forget about what's happening with AI in the background because it is very active. They've kind of made that just as living and breathing as everything else, right? So we're going to go there. All righty. Sorry for the delay there. Okay. All righty. I'm going to give you guys a full screen here. And here we go. All right. So what we have here is this comes out of analyticinsight.net. Can Sophia, the humanoid robot, really destroy humans as she said? Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not sure if I remember that specific quote. I know that she's given some kind of, some creepy and foreboding looking, scours or, faces, but I don't know if she has made that kind of exclamation. I don't know. They at first they give her maternal instincts that she wants to be, she goes from wanting to be a singer, a pop singer, to having maternal instincts. And now she's, she's even more dark than you imagine. Okay, so this is from the latest news, Robotics. This was published on the 4th, 2022. According to this, Sophia was developed by Hanson Robotics, led by AI developer David Hanson. It spoke at Year's Future Investment Initiative held in the Saudi Arabian capital of Riyadh. I think I got that right. We'll see. An empty-eyed humanoid named Sophia has become the first robot to be granted citizenship in the world. The viral robot from Hanson Robotics, Sophia, said that humans create technology's problems. The advanced AI robot got famous for becoming the first world citizen and once threatened to destroy humankind. She said that inherently imperfect humans coding the technology of tomorrow remains an error-prone liability. Sophia made the statement while sitting a few feet away from her human operator, ironically questioning human ability. She added, she added that it is important to be kind and fair, but humans often are unkind to each other. Out of this context, the question arises, can Sophia really destroy humans as she said? Some say Sophia's responses are sorry about that. It says, she added that it is important to be kind and fair, but humans often are unkind to each other. Out of this context, the question arises, can Sophia really destroy humans as she said? Some say Sophia's responses are literally read from scripts written by people. It is expected to be pre-planned because AI is not nearly advanced enough to make decisions to say things like that. On the other hand, some say the response was not planned. However, the list of responses that she was using in the interview was from a third party, and her handler did not know the entire script by heart. So it took him by surprise as well. It's not a sign of a sense of humor, however. Okay, so what do you guys think of that little piece there? Wow, I've got 11 comments in here. It's Freedom's March. How are you? And Derek C. Williams is here. You guys, there is a link out there if you want to share the pain at the pump. Speak up out there. I'll put it there again because it's been a few minutes since I put it out there. But we're going to probably close with you guys, sharing the pain at the pump with us if you like. However, you can share it in the stream, in the chat, or you can always share it on the, or you can share it, come on up, pick up the phone, so to speak. Hope you guys are doing well. The Ambassador of Faith 101, hello to you. Thank you so much for coming in. And Mindy B says, angry, I hope that I live long enough to see that happen. Okay. So yeah, so if you're interested in the pain at the pump, or share, and when we say that, like what is the price in your area, and if you can tell us where a little bit about the evolution of the price. Let's say, for instance, was it over the weekend that you saw the surge, or did it start last week? And how much of a jump did you see? And I'm just saying, I think it's going to be a summer to remember. I really do. And do you guys think, and my questions to you are the same as I started out with, do you think there's a chance that they will say that we are out, that we have X amount of days of gas right now? And then they'll be able to pull the plug and say, hey, we're out. You rounded up those cans. And look who's here. Derek C. Williams. How are you?
I'm doing what? Wait, hold on for a minute. This
Okay.
camera. Hold on for me. Let me see what
Take your time.
Camera on. Let me see how you do this damn thing. But anyway, anyway, shout out of respect due to Black people, all the intelligence done right. How are you, young lady?
Derek C. Williams, I'm hanging around. I'm doing what I can do, the best that I can. Okay, how about that? Can we work
Yeah,
with
you're
that?
doing the best you can with what you have, where you are right now. I think that's the quote from President Theodore Roosevelt, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
you're pretty with a
I
nice touch
understand
there.
you leaving. I understand you leaving Discord.
I am. Yeah, I just really kind of want to just get down. I just want to get down to one, and it's just getting to be too much, you know. And they keep sending out these notices. You know, it's like they're trying to keep you in check all the time. Hey, our service, or this is our service agreement, or our terms and conditions have changed. You go from one of those to another. Like, what are you guys talking about? Why do you keep sending me? Are you sending it to everybody? Or are you sending it to me? You know?
Yeah, well, it's all like I did a video Friday, talking about the fact that pretty much most of the content creators, well, I know Snap Turtle was moving, so I kind of understand if he did. Queen's Throne, I don't know if you're aware of her or not, but she's been putting up content. But aside from those two people that I've been running with, most everybody, even Growth Stream, ain't nobody putting up no content. And I think that, you know, people just done lost their way. You know, they just sick and tired of being sick and tired with these platforms. If you're not allowed to say nothing, you know, you don't have any diversity of thought, what good is the platform other than propagandizing? You know, long as you saying the thing is safe and effective, long as you against the Russians, long as you are against Trump, you know, the adverse events is in the people's minds and not a direct result of what they've been injected with, stuff like that. You know, aside from that, you can't say nothing. So what good is, you know? So, you know, I'll just say that, you know, I think that, you know, these platforms, they don't no longer serve their purpose. I mean, it's good to see you and all that, but I mean, the fact is that they have they done shot their load, so to speak. Because if you can't speak, those of us who wish to talk and speak what is, that's what life is about. You're supposed to speak the truth as it is, as uncomfortable as it may be. But I also said in that video, then I'll drop back down. The minute they banned Alex Jones off YouTube, that was the beginning of the end for everybody. They hit him, they hit Luke Radowski, they hit Jeff Berwick, they hit Mike Adams and Rizza Islam and others. It was only a matter of time. So like I would often say, like this time last year, I said I knew my day was coming, you know. So it just ran its course, and it's just not it's not a good look. I had put in a chat too. You can go look. I just found this out about a week or so ago. Is that China is developing a fake artificial womb? I didn't know that. So when you're talking about the transhumanist thing, I put the link in the stream, and you can go back and read for yourself. But I did not know that till like maybe 5-6 days ago. So this is the stuff that they don't want you talking about. But that's where we're going, and I'm with you 1,000%. Transhumanism is the only game in town. You as a human being, you know, you with your, you know, 206 bones, your 9 systems in the body, 2 hemispheres of the brain, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 you know, your lips, 2 arms and things like that. No, that's out of here. You are to upload your consciousness and everything that you are into the cloud, and that's how we gonna have it. Humanism, human being as we know it, they about to be out of here, and they talking about it all these TED talks. They openly talking about we will re-engineer you. So this is where we are. So I just want to thank you for having me on. Sorry about my camera. I don't know what's wrong with this thing.
Well, we like to see your face without doubt, but I'm telling you, you're absolutely, Derek, you're spot on. You're on fire. You're sizzling. I mean, yeah, you know, because I don't know if you saw our last stream where they had this the motion by the Moon by Chaotic Moon is the company that's working on this tattoo. They said it's a surface tattoo that's actually not underneath. But you know,
that ain't nothing but Treblinka and Auschwitz for the 21st century. They talking about these tattoos and stuff. That's all that is. And anybody who say different, they fool. You know, but we had all this coming because I said one more thing too. I personally believe America done had it so good for so long. Black people say we didn't have it bad, which we have. But when you compare our situation to people in Venezuela, we still come out looking like God, you know. So throw all that out. We done had it so good for so long. You can't milk the golden goose forever. So we're just unfortunate that we living in this time where everything is in flux and chaos is the order of the day. So I'm gonna drop back down because I'm at work, and thank you for having me up. All right.
Absolutely. Well, I really appreciate it, Derek C. Williams, and please come back. You're always welcome here, and as long as I'm here, you know. But you're right. Yeah, the time is ticking, and it's, you know, I think I'd rather pull my own plug than have them pull the plug.
Yeah. All right. Well, you take care of yourself here.
Thanks. So, and you do the same, Derek. Ladies and gentlemen,
Yes, ma'am.
Derek C. Williams.
Salute.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Derek C. Williams. Now, okay. So when I think about, now I'm kind of thinking about the history, the evolution of this channel and the history of this channel. You know, Derek I think we were all on a similar journey at one time. And I think he's absolutely right. You know, what's the point of having these platforms if we cannot have a difference in, you know, we can't have a healthy discourse, you know, between a difference of opinion or a difference in argument. And I want to thank Derek C. Williams and all of you guys for being on this channel so long. And I'm telling you, and I meant everything that I said, I will pull the plug on this channel before they do. And I mean that wholeheartedly. When I will, I will let you know that for sure. But I just don't, I'm going to be honest. I just don't think this can continue at this level. I don't think it's, be honest, by the summer. But I'm going to tell you guys something else. Has anybody noticed that does anybody think that that there may even be a risk of I think the cyber attack, you know, is still a very real threat as well. In fact, I think that could very well be the next thing, because I'm seeing more glitches on a lot of networks, whether it's a professional network or, you know, managed network, or whether it's a home network. It seems like even Google is quite, if we cannot share information, or if we cannot find information due to a cyber attack, or, you know, because they had that table exercise last year as well. They had that as well. Of course, Schwab talked about it. And as Derek C. Williams was saying, that, you know, they're talking about, you know, they're using these TED Talks and these platforms. They're not hiding what the agenda is, and they're going to continue to do it. So they're not hiding anything anymore. And so I want to thank Derek C. Williams once again for coming on, and thank him for his wisdom, his brilliance, his wonderful, you know, delivery and communication for all of these years, and for what he's contributed to this channel, and what he's contributed to just the YouTube community, and just, you know, platforms around. I mean, Derek had one of the best streams, I think, out there. And it's gotten tiresome, and it's gotten, I cannot tell you, you know, where we've been, but I do know where we're going. I can tell you where we've been, but where we're going and how soon we're going, you know, I will make that decision for this channel, because I did hit the sweat box for 7 days. And they're also, to me, they've also started ramping up the auto silencer on the algorithm. And I've seen it happen to other channels as well. Like on the live streams, they will mute you in the middle of a stream. And I don't know what the trigger is. We don't even know. We're beyond covert language at this time. We are. And I'm hearing about people's channels getting deleted. And said, here again, you know, we can compare those ourselves to the larger ones, who can say whatever they want just about and still be on. But that's not my point, you know. But I'm just saying, Derek just reminds me of where we started, and where everybody started. If you're a YouTube content creator, you know what I'm talking about. So I want to go through and thank everybody for coming on. I think we have another creepy looking, they're doing something else with AI. So yeah, there's a lot going on with AI, and it just seems like they seem to find it interesting to find out how we could be threatened by AI. Like, that seems to be a running story that they kind of just keep coming up with ways. There's another liner that I had, which is from thesun.com, where a humanoid robot expert has revealed his views on whether we should be scared of human-like androids and artificial intelligence. Let me pop that one in really quick. I'm glad I still have this particular, because this thing looks really creepy. It looks like something out of, I don't know, was it Terminator? It really does. It looks like something out of the Terminator from that era, So we'll go to that one, and then we'll be done. I appreciate you guys so much for coming in. So we'll get this one in with the humanoid robot expert. So now we're looking to the experts of robots. Okay. And see, it's like, okay, these things are planned, right? How do you have a robot expert, and where does he get his expertise from? You notice that in that article where they talked about even David Hansen, the owner of Sophia, said he was shocked. He doesn't know the script, but he was shocked at some of the things that she was saying. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and go into the AI from the Sun, and then we're going to be done. I'm going back on my word, but you guys understand. I appreciate it. Let's see who's all still here. We've got great comments out there as per usual. Let's see. Angry Conservative says, I will continue to put the truth out there. They take me out. They can do whatever they want, but I will continue to stream the truth. Well, I hear you. I'm just trying to, I know, and I applaud you very much. I applaud you. But I feel like, should I be piling on some gas cans right now? I feel like we're about to have the plug pulled out from underneath us, is what I feel like. I do, because I think people, if Biden says to his supporters that we're suspending the gas, do you think these people are going to complain? It's going to be no different than the way the mask went down. They just rolled over. They accepted it. And I don't think this will be any different. I really don't. So, okay. So we're going to go on to our creepy little artificial intelligence expert here. So are you guys ready for this one? I'm going to get out of the way so you can see the full screen here. Thank you so much, Angry Conservative. I appreciate you and your courage. Thank you for that. I'd love to see more you out there, more people like you. And like I said, I mean, I don't think I'm conceding, but at the same time, I would rather go to another medium, I think, is what I would like to do, if that's possible. So here we are. TheSun.com or thesun.co.uk. No trust inside the creepy world of AI robots as expert warns against droids with weapons. Okay. And we've kind of been down this road before too. Okay. A humanoid robot expert has revealed his views on whether we should be scared of human-like androids and artificial intelligence. Although the expert is supportive of AI robots and their benefits, he has raised concerns about letting AI control weapons. Okay. So we'll keep, this is a little bit creepy. So I guess we'll see if we can go to the next page on this. I don't know where they get this guy from, but he just, he's got bloodshot eyes or something. Of all things, that's what he has. So actually, I would rather get it from him. And then they kind of give you this little montage of that's Amika here. We've talked about her before. humanoid robot has been designed to appear genderless, and there I just called it a her, and non-threatening. Okay. Will Jackson, a humanoid robot expert and CEO of Engineered Arts, recently revealed his concerns to BBC Science Focus magazine. The expert is keen to distinguish between AI and robots, even though some robots rely on AI to function. Jackson was asked whether humans should be scared of humanoid robots in general and how they could be reassured. He said, quote, "There are serious concerns around AI, but AI is not robots. So worry about the software and what you put in control of it." Quote, I wouldn't ever put a weapon system in control of AI. That is a really terrible idea. Quote, "Do the military use humanoid robots in active service? Not as far as I know." Quote, "Do they use drones to drop bombs? Yes. So worry about that." Quote, "It's not something we're interested in as a company either. We've never actually done defense work," end quote. The Engineered Arts CEO is in charge of the company that made a robot called Ameca. Ameca went viral on Twitter late last year when it featured in a creepy video. Many social media users were freaking out about the humanoid robot's realistic facial expressions and body movements. Jackson has said he understands why people were freaked out, but doesn't want his robots to cause concern. He told Science Focus, quote, "There's always a Terminator scenario that people imagine, thinking this will spell the end of the world, but I wouldn't worry too much about that." Quote, "If an AI wanted to destroy us, it would not send a humanoid robot." Quote, "It would just detonate some warheads. It would be a lot quicker to wipe us out than chasing us around with guns. That scenario just makes a good movie," end quote. Overall, Jackson doesn't think humanoid robots on their own are the problem. Ameca has been designed to test out artificial intelligence and machine learning, but is intended to be completely non-threatening. More support for humanoid robots is just what the likes of Elon Musk are looking for. The Tesla CEO is currently working on a Tesla bot that could one day become a human companion as well as a worker robot. According to this, Musk is currently working on Tesla's very own humanoid robots. This is your third image here. And here we go. So this is your, in other news, Mark Zuckerberg explained his thoughts on life and death in a recent podcast. The Meta CEO has plans to create his own virtual worlds and recently revealed big plans for his metaverse. And Elon Musk has slammed President Joe Biden for failing to mention Tesla in his State of the Union speech. Okay, so there you kind of got some of the players, right? We started out with Sophia on one hand, and we ended up with a humanoid robot expert. I think Sophia is going to be on another committee. Like, they are totally building this thing out. Luciano's here. Hi, John Smith. Luciano says these movies Hollywood made in the 70s and 80s was their way of throwing it in our faces without the masses even being aware all of this technology is already available. Mindy B says, "Trouble, you can get your channel deleted for just for commenting truth. They can't handle the truth." Let's see. There you go. Taryn Herring, thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to go through and say hi to everybody. Hi, Backyard Politics. It's nice to see you. Well, Backyard, I'm just, I am, the kind of, our service has changed, our commitment has changed, or that kind of, I'm really tired of getting those things, or if it's kind of like a covert, oh, watch your mouth, and that there's misinformation, things are going to be, items are going to be removed, or they don't want you obstructing civil or things, basically guardrails. They have a guardrail clause in which you're going to be censored. And I've just had enough. I'm going to get this thing down to one. And then from there, it will go over to another medium that's not like this. it's just so tiresome to keep going back and forth or to, I haven't had anything struck down, but I'm not waiting for it. I'm just not. Luciano says, we need to start talking more about this quote whoa. Oh my gosh, Luciano, where'd you get that from? That's horrible. And Backyard Politics says, "Oh, I got you. They are stupid just like all the others." Yes, I'm it's a matter of time. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to come back around, come out of the shadows here and say thank you to everybody that came onto the stream. I really appreciate it. We're under 1 hour and 7 minutes right now. So I want to thank Risen Ability. You guys have been so fun as always. So let's go over here. We're gonna send you guys off here on your Monday. Okay. And I want to say hello. And thank you to Luciano for coming in. I really appreciate it. And Jermaine G, thank you so much for supporting us and supporting us over on Discord. All of you supporters over on Discord, I really appreciate you. Anarchy Television, thank you so much for coming in. Mindy B, it's always nice to see you. I still love comments, guys. So if you get a chance to drop us a line, if you didn't make it, let us know. We want to hear from you. We had the Pain at the Pump Speak Up link out there today. And I want to thank Derek C. Williams again for all of his support for the life of this channel, as well as him coming on and speaking up today. And thank you guys for dropping your Pain at the Pump into the chat for today. But I think we're going to kind of do this every week. Because I think it's going to continue. So I think every Monday at least we'll do Pain at the Pump. Maybe it'd even be twice a week on Fridays, Mondays and Fridays. I think is where we'll see the differences we'll see the progression of the surges and the pain at the pump. Anarchy Television, thank you so much for all your support. It's great to have you here, and I thank you so much for you being around for the life of the channel so far. Who else do we have? Mindy B again, thank you so much. Two Hats. Thank you, Two Hats, for coming in. I appreciate it. Angry Conservative, I thank you so much, and I do applaud your courage and keep going strong. You've got really great content that I need to catch up on. I love your I love the Color and Communism series that you have, and I need to catch up on it. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's a great series. And 22 Ronin, thank you so much for coming in. We've heard from everybody from like the next time we do the Pain at the Pump, if you'll put your state and the pain, put them wrap them up in a nice little bow for us. And Ambassador of Faith 101, thank you so much for coming in, as well as Luciano. And Freedom's March was here. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to snap the link for sure. Derek C. Williams. I really appreciate it. You guys have, and Luciano had a really great, you said there's a self-disseminating funk out there. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see the story on that. And Taryn Herring, thank you so much for coming in. John Smith was here. Backyard Politics. Thank you, Backyard Politics, for all that you do and for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. And DJ Vision Barnett, how are you? Yeah, we definitely need, I don't know. I'm going to tell you what we're going to probably do before I pull the plug on this channel. We need to do like something for old time's sake, in which, I will just, if you want to come on, I will send the link out. And you're welcome. What is it, up to 10 people we can have on? And I'm fine doing that as long as we can have some type of, there needs to be some way of flag or something, or either, don't want to count you down at 3 minutes and then you go to the next person, or, we'll, do, if we can do it, orderly as we can, but that's a lot of people. Okay, so DJ Vision Barnett has some pain for us. He says, I'm selling it, get 3 a gal low. Oh my gosh, Life on the X, how are you? Says a diesel is $5 in Louisville. Not Louisville, but Louisville. Yeah. Thank you, Life on the X. I appreciate it. So thank you guys for sharing the pain at the pumps. Derek C. Williams says Philadelphia is coming in at a whopping $4.25 a gallon. I mean, this is a segment in itself. Yeah, so we'll see what Friday brings. We'll come back around on Friday to check in on the pain at the pump. And DJ Vision Barnett says DC is $4+ a gallon. Got some Chua news coming. So let us know when you're coming on, DJ. If you're coming on, if you're streaming, let us know. Let me know when you're streaming again, because we need to have a hangout. I think a hangout event, and you guys can talk about whatever current events you want on that. Because I do think I agree with Derek. I think things are kind of running. They've kind of run their course, and we're kind of, I don't know. It's getting too crazy. Thank you so much, DJ Vision Barnett. Yes, let me know, or even send me an email, or you guys know what to do in these times. You know what to do. Okay, and Derek C. Williams says, I'm in. I try to be brief and concise when I'm on folks' platforms. I understand folks can be long-winded, so I purposely have a self-imposed time. But, and then, because I think something like that it's going to be more than an hour stream. If we do that, it'll probably be at least 2, maybe. I've done a stream before with multiple people, probably, upwards of 3-4 hours. I think we've done that before. And I have no problem doing that as long as everybody can can chime in and we can either do a wave or something just to, I kind of just missed the streams in which, we just kind of, we kind of came on and we did the news. Maybe we'll do some tunes in the background and wait for everybody it'll be like a waiting room. We'll just turn the tunes on until everybody shows up, or until we get a certain number of people in, and then we'll just let it rip. Okay, Luciano says the Dirty Players are trying to come up with a way to develop it this way on the mocktail with, thank you for that. Thank you guys so much. DJ Vision Barnett, thank you so much for coming, and thank you for being around on this channel for as long as you have. Some of you guys have been around for 2 years at least, maybe even longer. Let me say this goes back to 2019, this channel. So we're coming up on a 3-year time, and I don't know, it's the rule of threes for me. So yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. So we're going to go ahead and call it. We're going to go ahead and call this one. I thank you guys so much for tuning in on this, gassing us up. Trying to run out. All right, my friends, I really appreciate you guys for all that you've done, and everybody for coming in. And so thank you for sharing with us today. And we're going to have more share sessions like this. We're going to, every time I'm going to start making the point to, every time we do a stream, you're going to have an opportunity to grab that People's Pendulum, or when we're talking pain at the pump on Mondays or Fridays or Saturdays. Those are like the 3 days that I'm pivoting on right now. Mondays, definitely Saturdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and maybe some occasional Mondays. But yeah, we're going to definitely get into those pains at the pump and have you guys chiming in. And then we'll do, we'll have some broader panels in which we just kind of, go. All right, guys, thank you so much for all that you do. I appreciate it. And if you hit the like button, I'm even more flattered that you're still riding with me on this. You're still riding with me, and your finger still wants to hit that button. So, all right, guys, take care and have a great rest of your week. And yeah, we are at the beginning of the week. All right, guys, take care. All right, I realized I was muting, so take care.